My name is Malissa Simmons. Here is what I'd like you to remember about me. I am Harry, Smith's the third mother's grandmother, on his mother's side. My story all started in 1862, in Georgia. That was in slavery times. My mama was the master's head cook. I used to help her in the kitchen, before she got old, and died. Then I became the head cook in master's house. But mama had taught me good. Everybody loved my meals. After we was free in 1863. Thank God. I took Solomon Johnson to be my husband in 1889, at age 27. He was born in 1866, in Georgia. 1 year after all of slavery ended. And Jim Crow was raising his nasty head. We black folks had to treat them like they were gods. Anyway, my new hubby. He was 22 years old when we married, young and strong and good looking. 5 years younger than me. Although I was born in slavery, but we had 9 wonderful children: Joseph, Isaiah, Anna, Dinah, Elvira, Solomon, Patience, Charlie and James. We were sharecropping, and the more children the bigger our cut. That is why we had such a large family. All our children were born in Georgia, just like me. Low. This is Joseph, Isaiah, my twins, Anna, and Diana, and Elvira, and Solomon, Jr. is the baby. It was hard, but we stuck together, worked together, and we survived. My children could not get much schooling. I could not read or write, but my grandchildren got a little schooling. But my daughter Anna got sick and died with 5 little children. Cora Lee was the oldest, but she had another father, so she went to stay with him. That left Catherine the oldest. She was only 7 years old, so she had to grow up fast. And her sister, Louise, who was only 1 year younger. We helped what we could, but times was hard for all of us. But we made it. Catherine got married to some brother they called Red Williams. And they had May Frances. But the relationship, if that is what you want to call it, did not survive. It was real hard for Catherine for a while trying to work with a child, but she moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and got a job as a live-in maid, and could keep May Frances in her quarters. One night, to get away, she went to this nightclub in La Villa. Soon she met this brother that was in the Navy, named Harry Smith, a big old brother, but he was nice to Catherine. Soon they got married, and he adopted May Frances so Catherine could get the Navy child allotment. As soon as she could, she brought Louise to live with her. World War II was going on, and Harry was off to war. Later Bobby came to live with her, and before he died, her father Lorenzo had come to live with them, and had met one of Smitty's Navy friends. He did something wrong because Anne dumped him like bad food. She got this apartment behind these people's house who had a young son who flipped head over heels over, and soon they were dating, and after a while they got married. A real nice guy named Edward Tet, who loved her to death and took care of her the rest of his life. Louise got together with a brother named George Winston from Texas, and she was his hope to die. If you are hearing this and our family, it was a long road to get here. Keep the family together, and love one another, and stick together. I lived in Reynolds, Georgia, in 1900 and in 1910. Reynolds was founded in 1853 and is said to be named in honor of John Reynolds, one of Georgia's famous governors. Some say it was named for L.C. Reynolds, Esquire, and another source says it was named for the superintendent of the railroad at the time. It was first settled by Dr. Alfred Coleman and was home of the Coleman Institute. The newborn town was not a fast-growing area, but grew slowly and steadily through the years to reach its present size. The building of the railroad was announced March 16, 1851, and brought change into the lives of the people. The railroad was left unfinished in the Beechwood Swamp for a time, but with its completion Reynolds became a well-laid-out town, with symmetrical blocks 318 feet square and the streets running north and south, east and west. One block was deeded to the new railroad site for the establishment of a depot area and a second was planned for a courthouse site. The courthouse never came to fruition in Reynolds, and after a time the lot originally laid out for the courthouse was made the church park with the Methodist church on one corner and the Baptist church on the other. Those churches and a primitive Baptist church ministered to the people and helped the city to become the town it is today, although it's in the beechwood swamp. It is also famous for our area, is well known for the luscious strawberries from mid-March through mid-May at the strawberry patch. Soon after we get our fill of strawberries, juicy peaches are ready for picking, packing, shipping, and to purchase locally at Taylor Orchards. They also have delicious homemade strawberry and peach ice cream. I had 5 wonderful grandchildren. Cora Lee, Catherine, Louise, Bobby, and from my daughter Anna, who had married Lorenzo Ashley Christmas Eve 1914. The Okefenokee Swamp covers nearly 700 square miles, almost all of which is in Georgia. It has a long history as a wilderness, a public common, and a refuge. Since most of the Okefenokee has been a national wildlife refuge, it was designated a national wilderness area. I'm glad I shared my deep story with you. I will always be with you. Learn who we are, and you will be free. Hope you found this interesting. Remember, I and my love will always be with you. That's it for now. Love, you. Hotep.